don't let this be you. You could get sued or get into legal trouble. This is a very serious thing, and you need to take it seriously. Hey there. So in general, on this channel, I like to stay as positive as I can. We're both positive people, Justin and I, and we feel like the world could use a lot more positivity. But today I want to talk about one of the scariest days we've had on the road, and the big lesson we all can learn from it. So we'd been in this particular RV park for a couple of weeks, and we were just about to leave. Actually, in just a couple of hours. We were slowly packing up and getting ready to go. Justin was outside kind of wrapping things up, and I was inside packing things up. That's usually how we kind of divide up getting the RV ready for travel day. And I was doing my thing when Ratface, our 19-year-old cat, interrupted me, begging to go outside for a walk. Yeah, you heard me right. My cat wanted to go for a walk. Ratface is an awesome travel cat, and he actually walks on a harness and leash. And when it comes to travel days, Ratface tends to fuss a lot less and sleep a lot more when we're driving the rig if we've walked him right before we leave. So I dropped what I was doing and I got on Ratface's schedule. I slipped the harness and leash on and I took him outside, to kind of give him what he wanted and make life easier for all three of us, frankly. And we hadn't gone very far at all. We were literally standing on our site. It wasn't like we'd wandered anywhere. We were right next to the rig.
They're minding their own business.
And Justin was there, he was packing up, and he's just kind of chatting with me while Ratface puts his face in and he sniffs the grass, which is something Ratface likes to do. He loves to touch grass. And it's the nicest, most peaceful moment. The vibes are really good. Justin and I are vibing, Ratface is vibing. It's one of those picturesque moments in RV life when all of a sudden this dog charges out of nowhere. He's sprinting, he's growling, he's barking, he's making a ruckus. And not only is he charging at our sight, he's charging right at Ratface. He's got that look in his eye like, this is something I need to hunt. This is something that is prey. I am out to get this cat. And cats in general are pretty small. Ratface is actually really scrawny at the moment. At the time the attack happened, he was 6 or 7 pounds tops. He didn't weigh 10 pounds anymore, his prior weight. He's old and he's actually been seeing a vet because he's having some health problems that are making it hard for him to keep weight on. So this is not a good situation. This big dog that's out to get him, little scrawny Ratface minding his own business. So I didn't have any time to react at all. My complete visceral reaction is to scream at the top of my lungs. I do that. This actually startles the dog, who kind of jumps back just as he's about to get Ratface. I scoop Ratface up in my arms, but the dog is still like he's really got to be in his bonnet. There's something up with this dog. And so Justin is trying to get the dog to not attack me, Ratface, him. He's kind of keeping the dog at bay.
You shall not pass!
Justin basically wants the dog to go away or at least be less aggressive. And by this point, because I have screamed bloody murder, the whole RV park, all our neighbors are looking at us and they're starting to gather around because I have screamed and the dog is going nuts. It's quite the spectacle. You'd look too. This dog is not acting like he wants to play. He's being weird and aggressive, especially towards Ratface, but also kind of towards us because we are in the way of him getting at Ratface. So while Justin's keeping the dog at bay, our neighbors set out to see whose dog it is. And then finally, after what feels like an eternity, the owner shows up with a sheepish look on his face. They live 3 sites down. Justin tells them to get control of their dog, which they do, and he lets them know that this is not acceptable, that the dog got out.
No, this is not okay.
And that it was a very serious situation and that their animal could have hurt or even killed Ratface.
He is disturbingly small.
And that all of this happened while we were literally standing at our site with our cat on a leash. We were doing nothing wrong. We were in our space.
Not cool, bro.
The owner, instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry, or like, yeah, fair point, really sorry, it was an accident, proceeds to actually get angry at Justin.
Excuse me, what?
He doesn't really have a good reason, like as he's talking, like logically, he's just mad because we're mad at him.
How dare you? How dare?
So we just reiterate that he needs to have his dog on a leash, that something could have happened, and that we're lucky it didn't. I mean, come on, we are leashing our cat. Cats don't typically like leashes. You can leash your dog.
It's not rocket science.
The guy is like, well, he just got out and stuff like that. He still hasn't apologized and he's getting real angry. I don't know what this guy's problem is. Like, he's yelling at us. He's the one that let his dog out and the dog attacked our cat and was kind of coming after us, and he's lucky that nothing happened. But thankfully, Ratface was okay. It was not my favorite day in RV life. And you know, to play devil's advocate here, I know Ratface is a cat, he's small, it's unusual to have a cat outside on a leash. I get that. But for the record, he's not the only cat that we've seen outside as we've been full-time RVing. We've seen probably a half dozen other cats that had a similar setup where they would go outside with their owner on a leash, happily. But even setting that aside, there are dogs that are that small. This aggressive dog could have attacked a very small dog, and it could have been very, very ugly. I'm glad that nothing happened, but please, if you are a dog owner on the road, don't let this be you. Not only could you get thrown out of your RV park, but if your dog attacks another dog or even another person, you could get sued or get into legal trouble. That's a lot worse. Like, this is a very serious thing. You need to take it seriously, and I get it. I know that we are all exhausted after travel days, and there are dogs that bolt. I get it, but this is really important. You have to do this right. This is a safety tip you cannot ignore. If not for the sake of doing the right thing and caring about your fellow RVer, you do not want the financial and legal liability that comes with this. It's not worth it. Watch your dog. Anyway, it was great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.